And what is up, everyone? I am Joe DeHoyos. I am host of Beyond the Woodline. Real quick before we get started, a few things that I like to talk about and mention. Um, for those of you guys who are interested in researching and looking for this creature that we call Bigfoot, I am the executive director of the JRG, which is the Jevning Research Group, headed up and founded by Mr. William Jevning. The guy's got over 50 years of experience in the Bigfoot field. He was friends with John Green and Renee DeHenden, two of the guys who are considered the pioneers of the Bigfoot research field. So, yeah, he's a really good friend of mine. He's got his own show, Creek Devil. Look him up. He's got some excellent encounters. Great guest on that show, and I've been a guest on his show quite a few times too. But yeah, check him out. Check out the group if you're interested. We can get you started. We have teams all over the country in different states. Shoot me an email beyondthatwoodline@gmail.com. We will vet you. We will vet anyone we set you up with because unfortunately there are some crazy people in this world. And we always ask you that too. If you're going to go out with somebody, research them, right? Research the researcher. Also, if you guys are interested, I've got a really good friend of mine. She makes REM pods and spirit boxes and a couple of little ghost hunting devices, which I've bought from her. I've got two sitting behind me right here, and I've got a spirit box kit in my closet I need to put together. Steffi's Creation on Etsy. Use Woodline as a discount code. You get 15% off. She doesn't sponsor me. I don't get any money. Don't even get any kickbacks. She's a great person. I like her a lot. I'm going to throw her some business. And then also, if you're interested, go check out Layered Legends on Facebook. He does 3D printing, does some great, crazy work, man. Really, really great work. He's got like 3 or 4 3D printers always running. Um, he's a good friend of mine also. I don't get kickbacks. He doesn't sponsor me. None of that stuff. So just go check him out. And with all that being said, I know you guys don't tune in to hear me ramble off all night long. I have with me Denise and Ron Pridemore of the Paranormal Pride. How are you guys doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. We're happy to be here.
Yeah, man, I'm glad you guys did the show, and I thank you very much. Um, yeah, if you don't mind, introduce yourself real quick. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what got you started. Denise, ladies first.
Well, if if you haven't heard of us, you've been under a rock. That's the first thing. We've been involved in the paranormal as a couple since 2009.
Oh, wow.
On the other hand, I have been involved in the paranormal since I was 4 years old, and that wasn't by choice. So, hey, Crystal.
Hey, Crystal.
I basically had, I'm questioning it now, whether it was an out of body experience or if it was remote viewing back then. I don't know, because when you talk about them, there's not a big delimitation between them to know which one you're doing, especially when you're remembering back 29 years as to what was going on when I was 4, or what was going on when I was 10 when this stuff happened. Hey, Tom.
Hey, Tom.
So it's just weird. So I've been having paranormal experiences since I was 4 years old, and he didn't know about it. He married, fell in love with me, married me, almost sight unseen, apparently.
She never said a word.
No, I never said anything at all about being able to see and talk to spirits or anything like that when we first got together. It wasn't until I got pregnant with our first kid and I'm telling him that, there's this boy in our house, and he didn't know what I meant. I just basically said, hey, Sandra.
Hey, Sandra. Hey, Victor.
So needless to say, he didn't know what I was saying. So I was told when I was little, don't tell people you see stuff. Don't say a thing. Hey there, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
And so I didn't. And so we lived in their house 11 years. Our kids said something about seeing something in the house. I never said anything to the kids. I always just kept it to myself. And one day we went to buy a car. And the guy asks us our address, and I tell it to him.
Well, she had mentioned a few times that she saw this teenage boy. And I'm thinking, what do you mean? What are you talking about? She goes, at the foot of our bed, he'll hold his hands out and say, Mommy, or Mom.
Mom.
And I'm thinking, are you dreaming this or whatever? And she never would say any more about it. And that was it. Then we're at the car dealer and the guy goes, what's your address? We tell him the address and he goes, oh, you're the ones that bought the suicide house. We're like, what? Said, yeah, a teenage boy committed suicide in your house. And I went, huh. Hey, Susan and Mike. Anyway, I went, really? And she goes, told you. And I said, okay, what did the kid look like? So she described him. As soon as we pulled in the driveway with our new car, I went right over to the neighbor's house who knew the people real well. In fact, the woman still hung out over at their house. So I went over to Bill and I said, Bill, did a teenage kid commit suicide in our house? And he goes, who told you that? And I said, yeah, told him what happened. He goes, yeah, that was Sharon's son. I went, your friend Sharon that's over here all the time? He goes, yeah. And I said, what did he look like? And he starts describing it to a T. And I went, huh. I said, so I had Denise come over and I said, Denise, tell Bill what Sharon's kid looked like. So she tells him and he goes, wow. He goes, how would you know?
Right.
And she goes, well, I saw him. And of course, after that, it's like, okay, now I can't explain that. So.
And the thing is Sharon she was a renter of the house. So she never would have been on any deeds or anything like that. Okay. And the internet didn't exist. You know, then we bought the house in 1986. You know, we don't know squat about anything. I'm 20 years old.
Only way you could have, well, you still wouldn't. You wouldn't know what he looked like. I mean, you could get newspaper clippings of, I'm sure it was in the paper, but that was what?
Of course.
In the 80s?
Of course, the thing is the neighbor across the street, his kid had committed suicide.
Yeah, later.
Before we moved in. But this other guy had committed suicide, you know, the one in our house was before that. Then down the street was this other guy whose brother had committed suicide not long after that. And then 2 doors down, the guy there committed suicide. There was something going on in that neighborhood. I mean, the neighborhood's pretty much dead now. I mean, the last time we went through there was hardly any house that was lived in.
About half of them were empty.
So something was going on. We don't know. But again, you know, Ron didn't know until that moment in time when there was something to explain. Somebody else said something and I came clean. But it wasn't like I was hiding it. It's just I had been conditioned not to say what I saw. So, and for anybody doing the math, when I say I'm 29, I'm not 29. Okay. I've been doing this for 54 years.
She's 33 now.
Yeah. But I've been doing this for 54 years.
Cool.
Oh, yes, 55.
Ooh.
I can't do math.
Wow. Yeah. Just real quick. What's up, Victor? You guys go follow him. He's got a great podcast himself. And then Miss Sandra. I hope you're doing fine, Sandra. I know you were kind of laid up for a little bit, so I hope you're doing better. Yeah, man, that's pretty crazy. Did you ever pick up on any other kind of energy in the neighborhood or what might have been going on? There had to be something, right?
You know, it was a weird neighborhood.
It was.
But the thing is we were so busy having children and I was doing daycare that my mind was on taking care of the kids and he was working. He was gone a lot. Yeah. So needless to say, the stuff in our house was enough.
Our neighbors were great.
Oh yeah, we had a great.
Yeah, I mean, we'd shut down the whole street on the 4th of July and just blow everything up. Have a big barbecue and yeah, it was fun.
And we had to have team builders when it came time to shovel the street because we never saw a snowplow in 14 years that we lived in Kansas City, Missouri.
Oh wow.
So, but that's neither here nor there. But there was one story that went with that house that was really odd. So before we even knew about the suicide, we had a wall in our house that had holes in it. Okay. The house was painted this beautiful harvest gold downstairs in the kitchen and dining room. Oh, it was just beautiful. So I decided to paint it.
The holes were about the size of shotgun
pellets. But, you know, I didn't know that. I just thought it was something. So, I mean, I fill it in with spackle, let it dry, paint it, and 3 months later, those holes would be back.
Pop back in.
I mean, this was for years. I mean, we lived in that house. By the time we found out about the suicide, we'd lived there 11 years.
Oh,
So,
wow.
so needless to say, I was spackling this wall every 3 months for years, and it kept just sinking in. So after we found out about the suicide, the next time the kid came to the house, hey, at this point in time, I don't know what I'm doing as far as helping spirits and all that. But I just looked at him and I said, you need to go to the people who love you. They're not here anymore, but they're waiting for you. Never saw him again after that. He left, and I spackled in those holes, and they stayed, and we never had to fill them in again, and we sold the house, and everything was great. So,
but due to her late night watching TV, she found 2 places. One was a Sallie House. She goes, where's Atchison? I said, it's about an hour and a half. And she goes, the other one's in Alton, Illinois. And I was like, oh, that's just across the river from where I grew up. I used to go out over there all the time. But she goes, and that was McPike Mansion. She goes, those are 2 places. She goes, I wanna go to. And
then we saw the Villisca Axe Murder House, and I said, I want to go there too.
Yep.
And over time, we are on a first name basis with people related to all 3 of those places over time. In 2009, we went to all 3 of them in 2009. And at McPike Mansion, we became volunteers helping with campouts there that they used to have 2 a year. Now they don't have any organized campouts at all. But you can go and have a ghost tour and stuff. They do those every weekend between now and Halloween. So if anybody's looking for something to do in the Alton, St. Louis area, McPike Mansion is it. McPikeMansion.com. It's easy. And then we went to the Villisca Axe Murder House and found out that we had a family tie there. And Ron's mom's family is related to the sheriff that was involved in that investigation. And we went up and we did a tour of Atchison, found the Sallie House. Mm-hmm. But I was obsessed with the Sallie House, so it didn't matter. We were going to find it. And we went on the tour, went back a couple months later, did a tour of the Sallie House, and I was hooked and said, we got to find a way to get in here for free because I can't pay to do this every week, because we lived 90 minutes away when we moved and we were old enough to do, the kids were old enough to where we could go. We would drive 90 minutes up and 90 minutes back every weekend to volunteer between the beginning of September and the 1st of November, every weekend, except for one. And that one weekend, we drove the 300 miles to Alton, Illinois to volunteer at McPike Mansion. So the fun part is now we can go and do stuff where in the past we were tied up every weekend doing something with the Sallie House or McPike Mansion. And now we can go do some other things and find out what else is there besides these places. But we volunteered for 7 years at the Sallie House. And because of that, at one point, I was asked to be on Ghost Adventures for the experiences that I had had there. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. It was a good experience. There's everybody's got a lot of Zach feelings. I understand.
He was in 2014.
It was in 2014. Yeah.
So he's changed a lot in 10 years.
Yeah.
Not for the better, but
yeah. But at the time, it was a good experience. Yeah. And I know that some of the other places that we've gone that have had experiences with them talk highly about the crew, but not highly about him. So
yeah.
But
they treated us good.
They
treated everybody.
Yeah, they treated McPike Mansion really well as well.
They actually, the first night they were there, that's where we started with them. You could tell by, I don't know, Zach just didn't do a lot of homework or didn't know that much but he didn't. You could just tell he wasn't that excited about, going to the Sallie House. You could just tell. But the more we talked to him and told him what was going on there, the more excited he got. And I also told him, I said, from our experience, when you get a lot of thunderstorms, the activity goes way up in that house. And I said, you're in luck because we got thunderstorms coming in all week. They were supposed to stay 3 nights. They were there the whole week.
Wow.
Because we left this after the second night, and they said they were there that whole week. So they got a lot of activity.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, the only thing that irritated me about the whole thing was that I'm 5'3". Okay. He had on heels that were about 6 inches. He'd have been, if he just stood there, he was still going to be 6 inches taller than me.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like it was necessary. I felt like I should have sent a message to them beforehand. Hey, I'm only 5'3".
Yeah.
But no, it was a fun experience though.
Yeah, he had all his people out there out in the front of the Sallie House when we finally got there, because we started in the graveyard to do that beginning shoot. And he asked, he said, you guys, he goes, I heard you do tours of the graveyard here. Is that true? Like, who does that? I was like, yeah, we do that. And he goes, really? And he said, you guys, I heard you carry lanterns and that. So we brought the lanterns out and did all that stuff. And he goes, he just thought that was the neatest thing. He's like, I didn't know anyone did this. It's like, yeah, we do it all the time.
It's 4:00 in the afternoon. I don't know how you.
So we finally get over to the house, and he's got his whole production crew, and they're every 2 seconds. Don't tell anyone. I said, I don't even have a phone. I'm not on social media. I'm not. They said, don't tell anyone Ghost Adventures is here. I was like, okay, no problem. I'm standing out in front of the house. Well, it's a busy, busy street. It's down the street from a college. You got all these people standing out there, and Zach's standing up there up on the porch with Denise, and the lights on, and people are walking by and they're going, is that Zach Bagans? And I said, and his crew would look at me. I'm like, no, that's not him. And they're like, good. I'm like, are you serious? They all know who it is.
Well, it was funny. Everybody in town already knew.
That's why I think we had more people showing up. I'm sitting there going, no, that's not them. I don't know.
Yeah. The thing is,
finally I said, I'm just going across the street. You guys deal with it.
When, again, remember what I said. We live 90 minutes away, 90 miles. So we had to drive up there, and we normally weren't up there during the week. We had just been there on Saturday. Why were we there on Monday?
Right.
Or Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So why were we there? So they had some trolley tours going around at night. In September, they're every day in September, October, especially the last week of September. We're right. This week is like the 10 years since we did that.
So people see us and they're going, hey, Ron and Denise are in town. They're out doing all their stuff.
They saw me get off the bus, and that was it. What are you doing here?
Yeah, on a Monday.
Yeah. Oh, and what are you doing on the bus? And it was like, I can't talk about it. And so then I was late getting there, and they go, well, where were you? I said, we were out at the graveyard with them. I said, we had to find a way back because the bus had come back to do the trolley tours, and we had to take all these cars out there to bring everybody back. It was hilarious. But like I said, it was an experience that I wouldn't trade for anything other than maybe if Aaron would have spent some time with us. But he ran off to eat when we had a break. But the most amazing thing that happened during that was all the lights in the house went off while nobody was in there and came back on.
Mm-hmm.
And Ron asked
stuff
him.
Happened a lot.
Yeah, it did. But Ron asked him, "Do you guys have cameras on, watching the house?" And they said no. And he goes, "Well, all the lights in the house just went off and came back on." And the thing is Zach was busy in the street yelling at his crew as to why didn't you guys get the road blocked off while this is happening, you know? So it was funny. It was sad too, but some of the things that you guys missed out on that you didn't get to see was like when they interviewed me on the front porch, that never made air. Where I'm talking to them in, hey, Dan, and you know, you guys finally see me talking to them. I'm in the kitchen, in the basement. Well, I took them upstairs, and when we got upstairs, all four of them that were in 1, 2, 3. No, there was three. The three of them were in the house. It was Jay and Aaron and Zach. They all got dizzy upstairs by the master bedroom and had to sit down. They don't show you that. And that's part of the things that happened in that house was that the high EMF would make you off kilter. And so I explained to them, you know, they had stopped filming. I explained to them why there was high EMF, you know, and then after that, they wanted to do selfies and stuff outside.
Yeah, there's a light switch at the top of the steps in the hallway. You flip that switch on, and we found out by accident that we had some people in there during the day, and they brought in equipment during the day tours. You could do that. And one guy says, I'm just doing a baseline sweep. And he's going around the master bedroom, around the it's a wall, it's concrete on the front. And I thought, well, you shouldn't have anything. And he didn't. And it was during the day. And somebody flipped on the light switch in the hallway. And he's in the closet on a concrete wall. Nope, 0, 0. And all of a sudden, beep, and it pegged out. We're like, what the hell happened? And I noticed that a light went on in the hallway. And we had them turn it off. It went back to 0. And I went, huh. So when that light switch is on, we got high EMF. And we get a lot of activity in that closet and that master bedroom. Well, in that whole area. So I told them, I said, you guys, you want to kind of feed it a little EMF here? Just have that switch on. Don't turn all the lights off when you go, don't go dark. Have that switch on. We told everybody that did overnights, or just leave it on.
Basically, parts of that house was its very own EM pump.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. The fluorescent light in the kitchen was below the nursery.
Yep.
Where all the toys, where they had the toys would, during one of the things that they said would happen is that the toys would get into a circle in the room. We never saw it do that.
Yeah. And if you wanted to do EVPs, that was not the house to do it. You could have somebody down in the basement. You could be all the way upstairs. You could just whisper and it would pick it up.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was
one guy got get out. Well, they were telling people to get out of the basement. Because at that time they had it shut off.
Yeah.
We got it open, but
yeah, so there was a grate that it would come through. And what I was saying about the light in the kitchen, if they had left that light on in there, there'd be high EMF upstairs in that room. And people would have EMF detectors going off in there, not even knowing, because, you're upstairs. How do you know that light is on or off? Right. So it was one of those strange things. We got to know that house very well over the 7 years that we were there. We spent probably a good 400 or 500 hours a year in that house.
Wow.
Yeah, we would do overnights with other people that came in from out of town. They'd ask us to do overnight, so we did a lot of those too.
Again, another 90-minute drive up and back.
Off season. But yeah, we were at McPike Mansion over in Alton, Illinois a lot, and Ghost Adventures went there was about 5 years later.
2019.
Was it? Yeah, 5 years later. And when it finally aired, Denise is over here working. I'm watching it. She's just kind of listening. And then they said, oh, we got some EVPs. Well, one of the EVPs they played, it sounded just like Denise.
But we were in Ashmore Estates. We weren't.
We didn't go to that.
We were in Illinois, but we were not in Alton. We were in
Ashmore. I paused it, and Denise snaps her head around. She goes, did that sound just like me? And I said, It did. That's why I paused it. So I rewound it and I played it again. I'm like, how in the hell could you get an EVP of you?
Yeah.
You know, I thought it was weird, but it did. It sounded exactly like your voice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe all the years of us going.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
knows? But it was just really weird that we were in the state. We were just 3 hours away.
Do you remember what the EVP said or what it was?
Oh, what did it say?
I don't remember.
It was it was a good one.
Yeah.
It was
You'd
four,
have-
4 or 5, yeah, about 6, 7 words or so.
It was when
Oh,
they
wow.
did the
Yeah, it was a good one.
2 episodes in Alton, one at the Mineral Springs Hotel, and the other was at McPike. And
They got it at
and
McPike,
McPike.
yeah.
So there, like I said, that they did a little. They called it like a mini series kind of thing, but they did 2 episodes in the area. And I would have thought that it would have been anybody but me, like Coyote Chris, who is no longer here. We miss him very much, but he was in the Mineral Springs one, and we met him at McPike. You know, I thought it'd be somebody who was more frequently there, but I mean, we've had a lot of paranormal experiences there, but they were mostly related to our own family, not related to the mansion. So, because what?
I was going to ask. So, what place did y'all get the most activity at?
One of Ron's favorite places is Malvern Manor in Malvern, Iowa.
Yeah.
He's
well, as
gotten
far
a
as
lot.
most activity, it'd probably be the Sallie House because it's that we're there all the time.
But
yeah, Malvern is we've got all kinds of things. I mean, we've shadow figures.
Mhm.
We even had there may have a couple people in the chat that got bum rushed by a 7-foot dark shadow came at them. Scared the hell out of them.
Well, what about you guys? Have you guys ever been scared? Yeah.
Oh,
I've
not scared.
no.
Not
No.
well. I can't say that. I've had 2 fold-up chairs thrown at me, and I was a little scared those times.
Yeah, you got a little shook up. You said I won't be going in the basement for any reason tonight. I said, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, you know those gray fold-up.
I said when I go down there,
chairs?
I'll pick the chair back up and put it upright.
I just, I mean, that seemed dangerous, but it seemed like something stopped it from hitting me, you know, because it went across the room and it was like it hit something and fell, you know, straight down without hitting me.
That was an extremely active night. And I think it was because of the people that were there that night.
Mm-hmm.
That was, I think, we had a very good medium with us that night, and she got a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So Crystal says,
heard me call. Oh,
yeah, one of the girls heard.
Oh yeah, Malvern.
Crystal call them upstairs, but she was downstairs hallway at Malvern. So I would assume that she was calling that Dara or Caitlin had called for her, or her, you know, Dara.
Yeah,
Caitlin was there.
I think it's about. Well, we've been there 4 times at Malvern. We've been 4 times. The 3rd time we went, everybody was downstairs. This is after. Well, there's 4 of them that got rushed by this 7-foot dark shadow that came down the hallway. So everybody was down there. We were missing 2 people. It just happened to be a man and a woman. And I went all downstairs, you know, down the other hallway. I checked down there and I went, they got to be upstairs. So when I went upstairs, I went up the steps. You can go off to the right, or it kind of curls around and then goes back to the front of the building. I heard a man and a woman talking when I got up the top of the stairs. And I said, oh, it's coming from over here. So I went around. And the closer I got to the room, it kind of hit me. I thought, well, it's a man and a woman talking. But I said, it doesn't sound like Stephanie and Carl. It didn't. I mean, it just didn't sound like their voices. But as soon as I got to the door, it was definitely coming from that room. It stopped. So I went in there, of course. You know, I'm looking. I said, Stephanie, Carl, you in here? Nope. Nobody's in there. I checked every room on the upstairs down that hallway. when I was coming back, I heard it again. This time I kind of snuck up to the doorway. You know, I was going to kind of sneak in and kind of peek my head around. As soon as I got up there, it stopped. And the only thing I wished I would have done, I wish I would have paid attention to what they were saying, but I really wasn't concerned about, you know, what they were really saying. It was a man and a woman having a conversation.
Yeah.
And anyway, I thought, well, hell, I don't know where they're at. So I checked all the other rooms on the other side and upstairs. I actually found them outside in the snow. It was snowing. They're out there smoking away. And I said, how long you guys been out here? And they said, oh, wow. Yeah, about 2.5 hours.
Oh,
I said,
wow.
you probably need to go in. We're freezing. I went, yeah, you probably are.
Yeah.
It wasn't them.
Anytime we go across the Iowa border and there's a chance of snow, it's going to snow. There are people that now know if we send a message saying we're going to Iowa, they already know to be ready for snow. Or in July, it'll be 110.
Yeah.
I mean, I can guarantee it anytime. So like I said, if we happen to decide, hey, we're going to Iowa tomorrow, we might be getting a hurricane down here. They'll get an ice storm up there. Just the way it's going to be.
Yeah. Well, if you guys ever come to Texas, y'all better let me know. So I'll be able
Oh, believe me, we want to go back to Galveston. We have not been there since the kids were little. And when the kids, like I said, the kids were little, paranormal tours are not appropriate for for children. And we had children that were 3 years apart, and the last one was 6 years. So that meant we had a 12-year-old to newborn.
Oh, wow. Dang.
So you just don't do that. Yeah. You don't take impressionable children on a paranormal
No, we took
tour.
them later.
Yeah, we did take them later, but we didn't do it while they were young.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of our kids has been on a paranormal tour. Every one of them. No.
Took
3,
Lacey on her birthday.
Yeah.
John Warner House.
Yeah. 3 out of 4 have been on investigations. And the one that hasn't wants to. It's just she's got small kids, and so we have to plan it really well. But she also works at University of West Florida as a police dispatcher, and she said there's 2 buildings there that they're abandoned. They're empty. I don't know how long they've been empty, but she said that they'll get calls to go check. Somebody will see something in there or hear something, and they'll go to check it out. And they said they don't stay around very long. They said they just don't like being in there. They won't go in by themselves. They'll call for another cop to go with them. One is the old daycare there, but I think that
we're trying to get access to get in there.
Hard to believe they're more scared of that than they are the alligators that show up on campus.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Well, they had to call somebody to get the alligator. So it's not like they were going to be the ones to do it, but they did call somebody to come and get it and relocate it.
Baby 11-footer.
Yeah, just an 11-footer.
Heck no, man. Yeah, around here, there's been a 12-foot one around the San Houston forest. That's where I do like a lot of my Bigfoot stuff. Yeah, they said they've seen a 12-foot one out there. I don't play around with that water.
So in your state, is it the same as ours? If there's water, just assume there's an alligator?
Yeah, for the most part. We're probably not as infested, but I mean there's still gators, and you can always tell when the gator's around, whether it's
how.
Far
there's water.
There's water. Yeah.
You can see where they slide in and out of the bank.
Oh, yeah. I figured that. So far, we haven't seen any except for maybe we saw one coming back from LSU a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. We saw a spot that looked like an alligator was swimming right off of I-10. No, it was I-12. So it was right there swimming in the water. We saw it and was like, that's got to be a gator. It looks like it's going where it wants to go as opposed to just floating like a log.
Yeah. We got quite a bit of gators up here too, So, we don't have to be extra careful, but we still have to be careful where we're walking and where we're swimming and stuff. There are gators.
Oh yeah, you still got water moccasins.
Oh, water moccasins, copperhead. Yeah, we got all that stuff.
Oh yeah, I hate water moccasins. Well, let's say I hate snakes.
Yeah.
I'm getting used
Snakes
to
and
the
ticks.
lizard.
Snakes and ticks, I don't like.
That's when you need armadillos because they like ticks.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of armadillo. Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
know. I know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make a case for armadillos not being, if you ever get lost in the woods while you're Bigfoot hunting, look for an armadillo. Follow it. It knows where the road is. That's
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's right. We see so many dead animals up there. They all know where the road is, I think.
Oh yeah. It used to be, if you get lost in the woods, find a raccoon, they seem to know where they are too. But here it's like every time we turn around, there's an armadillo dead somewhere. But we used to see them up in Kansas.
Yeah, they've worked their way
Really?
up there.
Yeah, they would come as
Yeah,
far.
about 6-7 years ago, started seeing them up there.
We had one under our front porch.
Okay.
And we live near Kansas City, so. But yeah, I know Carl has said that he's seen them up in northern Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll go where they get on tractor trailers and they ride.
Oh, wow.
Who'd have thunk?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a little our first get together for paranormal people in this area, anyone that was interested. And we had a guy, he's never been ghost hunting or anything like that, but he said he was chased by a Bigfoot just not even an hour from here.
Wow.
At a park. Well, it's a park that I actually wanted to go to.
Yeah.
What park was that?
It has.
It's been on
Marietta.
TV.
Yeah.
Mariana.
Yeah. Mariana Caverns.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been on some of the Bigfoot shows for I don't know if it's for the swamp ape or just for Bigfoot. So
he said they heard something. They said all of a sudden they just there's a big brush, a bunch, it was so thick. He goes, you couldn't see it on the other side, but he goes, you could hear something over there making a lot of noise. And he said all of a sudden it just smelled really bad. And he said, yeah, they got chills, and they said, let's just head back. So they started walking back real fast, and then they could hear this thing kind of running on the other side of the brush. And he said then they picked up the pace, and this thing actually went past them and then kind of came back.
Oh.
He said it scared the hell out of me. He goes, he goes, I guarantee it was a Bigfoot. Like, okay.
Chase them out, tell them to get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
My question is should I be scared of Bigfoot or should I be waiting for him with open arms?
You should treat them like any other animal. That's what I tell everyone. Yeah, you should have a healthy respect, a healthy fear for it. They're just like any other animal, just depending on their disposition. If they're hungry, if they're, in a bad mood, if they're territorial, if they got young ones around, if they got the females around, if they're hunting, just treat them like any other animal. And like most animals, that want nothing to do with people.
Right.
They might, bluff charge you or whatever, get you out of their area. But yeah, I wouldn't be expecting the friendly forest people. That's what.
Right.
Yeah.
That's because we've seen different shows. Everybody has. They've seen Finding Bigfoot, where they're not afraid. Maybe because they know that they're not going to run into anything. I don't know. And then you've got Hunting Bigfoot, where they go in with guns and they're ready to shoot to kill. It's like, so I don't know if I should be, which way I should go.
Like I said, if you give them like a healthy respect and a healthy fear, just like any other animal, you'll be fine. I don't think you want to go trying to shoot at them or anything, or, not unless you got something high powered and something ready for the rest of them, because they're not alone. So,
yeah. Do you think that there's any relation to UAPs and UFOs when it comes to Bigfoot?
I don't think so. I think it's all coincidental. People say they see them and then they'll see a UFO, or they'll see a UFO, then they'll see Bigfoot. But
a ball of light.
Yeah, a ball of light, or I don't think that has anything to do with the Bigfoot. I just think it's all coincidental. Because UAPs are seen all the time, UFOs are seen all the time, and the balls of lights are seen all the time without having a Bigfoot around. So I don't. I'm in the flesh and blood camp. I know a lot of people are into the interdimensional, turning into orbs, UFO related. jumping through portals, turning into trees, turning into rock. There's a lot of stuff out
Oh, I haven't heard that
there.
one.
Yeah.
Way back
I
when.
heard of a bioluminescent Bigfoot just the other day. So
Oh, must be
yeah.
hanging out with all those bugs in the
yeah,
water over here in Florida where they got all the bioluminescent stuff.
yeah, probably. And that's probably what it was,
fungus.
you know. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I think it's some kind of fungus
yeah.
or algae.
Algae.
That's
Yeah.
what it is. Bioluminescent.
Do you get a
algae.
channel that's called Alien Nation?
I think so. It sounds really familiar.
Yeah, there's one of the shows on there. There was they talk about different stuff, but there was a guy as a Bigfoot,
Mhm.
and he said he knows why they're here now, exactly why they're here.
Thank you, Sandra.
I can't. The guy was he's a professor. I wish I had got his name, but he claims that they had a really bad experience, and then later on he thought, let's just go out and sit out in the woods and be real quiet. Instead of us looking for them,
Mhm.
they'll come to them.
Yeah.
You know, instead of, go out looking for a Bigfoot, maybe it'll come. And he said it came to him. He said there were 30 or 40 of them that circled around him and they came up to him. Yeah, it was pretty wild.
I don't know about 30 or 40.
Yeah, he said they
that's
were all
kind of
over.
my approach too. Is I kind of act like a normal hiker or normal camper. I know the areas where they've been spotted, so I'll leave out recorders and trail cams. I've got some pretty cool audio. As a matter of fact, me and my friend Shane were exchanging audio yesterday that we've had for the longest time, and yeah, so we've had some pretty good audio, and I've got some pretty good prints and stuff like that. Yeah, and that's what I do, and I think that's a good way to get them to come in because I think they are curious of us, and so that's what I do. I don't do calls because I can't do a damn call to save my life, and I don't really do tree knocks, and I think they know anyway. It takes a lot to fool an animal.
Well,
especially one a lot smarter than us.
Yeah,
I've done tree knocks.
Yeah,
in a graveyard, waiting for Bigfoot to show up in the middle of nowhere in Missouri.
Did you get one?
A deer showed up.
A deer did show. Yeah.
A deer turned into a deer. There you go.
Yeah, they're shapeshifters.
And that's another one, shapeshifter. Go ahead.
Yeah, there you go.
So, needless to say, way back when in 1972, when they showed the first Bigfoot video, they showed the first clip on the news, okay, on our black and white TV. I lived in Patterson, New Jersey, and they showed this on the news, okay? Yeah. So I said to my parents at that time, I said, Bigfoot's an alien. And now everybody says that, but I mean, not everybody, a lot of people say that. But for a 7-year-old in 1972 that's never witnessed anything other than the paranormal stuff I had witnessed, I didn't know that there were monsters out there. I didn't know that. So for a 7-year-old to at least have a theory, my God, that's great. Who knew that it was foreshadowing the rest of my future?
Yeah.
That I would be involved in paranormal, supernatural type stuff.
And and I do think that there is an extraterrestrial being that looks like Bigfoot because people say that they have seen them and encountered these creatures. So I do think there's probably an entity that resembles a Bigfoot, and I think that there is probably something in the paranormal, supernatural realm that also might resemble a Bigfoot that people see, and they all get lumped in there together.
Yeah. Well, there are or supernatural or aliens that look like us.
Right. Yeah.
So
I mean, the mantis people looking thing,
Yeah, there's all kinds of different ones of them, and
with Tina.
Yeah,
experience.
I don't remember what hers were, but
she had some pictures drawn of them.
Mm-hmm.
They look like us. I mean, they look like she had more like that. The only thing I could really see, their noses were a little flatter than ours. Other than that, I mean, they look, and they had real bright blue eyes. I mean,
what about their hair?
The woman was blonde hair. The other guy was like brown.
Yeah.
like a light brown.
Yeah, because I know they have what's called the Nordics that look like the Nordic people.
Yeah.
Yeah, these look more like
And
regular people. Because she had the drawings, what she saw, and then had an artist draw it for her, and then she had these posters made up. But it looked like, they're up. You could see they're like in a spaceship. One's kind of looking out, and the other's looking at a chair. And I thought it was something to do with Star Trek or something, because you could see that they're up there in a spaceship, kind of looking out at the stars in that. And I said, where'd you get that poster at? And she goes, oh, that's the drawing I had of, my experience when I was abducted.
Oh, wow.
I went, oh, okay. I wasn't expecting that. I said, so these are the people that you dealt with? She goes, yeah. And she said their names and how old they were and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. But I said, did they speak our language? She goes, well, they didn't ever really talk. She telepathically, you could hear she can understand them.
Is that kind of like what?
It's pretty close. Yeah. You're not going to be able to see that.
You better turn the brightness down.
That's even worse.
Yeah, that's close, but they look like us, except, like I said, their noses were a little bit flatter on the tip. But other than that, I couldn't tell.
Let's see if we can get that on there.
Oh yeah, that's better. Oh yeah.
I think their fingers were longer.
Yeah.
The fingers were a little longer.
So.
But yeah, if you got abducted and got pulled in this spaceship and you saw these people, you wouldn't be scared of them. By looking at them, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
But she was abducted 9 times, she said, and they helped her out every time. They give her more information that helped her.
We have all kinds of friends that say if a spaceship showed up at their back door, they would go and get on. If they said, come on.
Oh yeah.
They would. And then I have others that'll say, nope, I'm not going anywhere near it. That's it. But again, I'm more than willing to investigate it. I'd like to know more. Same as Bigfoot. I'd like to know more, but I know that we're not the only human-like entities in the world or in the universe. I know that. But Bigfoot is harder for me to believe than aliens. I'm not saying I don't believe. It's just harder to believe.
Yeah.
But again, we still watch all the Bigfoot shows on TV, hoping someday to get something. But it's the same as the ghost hunting shows. We've so far haven't got any conclusive evidence of the afterlife, except for, and it's still not conclusive, these near-death experiences where people tell you what they experienced. And the only way you're going to find out is to nearly die,
Or tune into the show tomorrow.
Or tune into Paranormal Nation Radio, Not So Normal tomorrow.
We got a really good guest tomorrow.
We've got a guy coming on to talk about his near-death. His name is John J. Davis. Mm-hmm. And he tells his story as a matter of fact. And that right there, when people don't have to, they don't pause, they don't, they get into their story and they just start telling you, and you ask them a question and they're like, here's the answer. You can tell when somebody's not being completely honest. So like when we talked to Travis Walton, his story's never changed.
Right,
and he doesn't even pause really when you ask him a question. He just answers it. And it's no different than that James Fikes, who claims that he was actually the guy who shot Kennedy. Mm-hmm. My God, that guy talks about stuff like this is a fact, and you'll believe him, know. But that's
everything he said made perfect sense.
Both of these guys, James Fikes, which I don't have coming on, but but maybe I could, and John J. Davis. It's going to be a great interview because
I'm sure we'll have a lot of questions.
We don't talk to a lot of people about near-death experiences. And when we do,
That's
if they talk
paranormal.
about their paranormal part that they gained
Supernatural.
from dying and coming back.
Yeah.
You know, and so I don't know if he has any abilities that he's gained.
Well,
So
that's one thing he said in the interview I watched. He said that everybody that has these, when they come back, they have some extra ability. There's something that they gained. And he says, I didn't have any of those. He said, the only thing I can say that I got was I can remember in detail everything.
Yeah.
And he said others, they can't remember in such detail like he can. Because I don't have any other, extra special gifts other than that.
Yeah. He gained insight is what he got.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's going to be interesting.
I had a friend of mine who was actually on my show. That episode called Back from the Dead, and he's died twice in his life at two different times.
Yep.
Once when he was like 18 or 19, and then later on, I was like in his early 20s.
Oh, like Mark.
Yeah, and so now he constantly hears voices. He's
Mhm.
and like he's like gone up to people and like, hey, this is weird, but so and so told me to give you this message, and he's like, but now he doesn't do it all the time, but like,
Right.
he was just like one of his friends at work, at church, passed away. His son, uh, ended his life, and he was constantly hearing that guy's son say, "You tell my dad this, tell my dad this," and
Right.
find
And if he doesn't tell him, it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
The minute you tell them, it stops. I understand that.
But he's kind of learned to like turn that off, because he said he used to never be able to turn it off. It would,
Wow.
Yeah.
It takes
But
a
he
lot.
didn't have that gift before, did he?
No, he didn't have that gift before.
Yeah.
No. But he has a crazy story that him walking down this runway with Jesus, and he said it looked like a runway, and there was like people in mud reaching out for him, and he said he figured
Oh, wow.
out, yeah, that they didn't talk about those people, but he kind of figured those were probably people, that were in hell for the most part. He said they were all tattered and torn and muddy and stuff, and that him and Jesus were walking, and Jesus was singing them a song. Yeah.
Maybe those on the sides were purgatory. They're waiting for their chance.
Mhm.
So who knows? I think there are so many questions when it comes to this subject that you can't help but find somebody who is easy to listen to explain what they're seeing. I mean, I know there's some shows that's all that they focus on is near-death experience. And that's good for them, but I want people to understand, the decisions we make today, how they're affecting our tomorrows. Yeah. So I think that that's one way to do it is, hey, here's what's waiting for you, but you got to do what you got to do here first. Don't accelerate it at all, but it's going to be neat. So that's going to be tomorrow night at 5 Central on the Bill of Rights Network. So you guys check that out, and it'll be on my Facebook page. He doesn't have Facebook. You'll have to find me.
Well,
I'm the meeting. I'm between him and Facebook.
Yeah, send it to me or tag me in it, and I'll share it for you guys too. Yeah, for sure.
Please and thank you.
Yeah,
so,
but I was going to tell you something funny about my friend. He said that I think I don't remember the first or second time, but he said he remembers seeing these like balls of lightning moving towards him. He said they were moving so slow. He's like, that's gonna hurt when it hit. And he said it hit him and it hurt. And he said he figures it was from the defibrillator, bringing him back to life.
Oh yeah.
He said he saw these balls of light coming at him, balls of lightning coming at him. That's probably what it was. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah, the friend down here, he's died twice, been pronounced dead twice. Got murdered on the second one.
Oh wow.
Got beaten to death, and then the first one was illness. Yeah.
But he had psychic abilities before then. Before the first time, he said.
Not as heightened as they are now.
Yeah, they're much more heightened now. But he is great. We do the Milton Paranormal meetup at his business. He has a business over here in Pace. It's called P Ridge, and we do this meetup every month. And Mark Fultz he calls himself the fat medium. I don't know why he says that. He's not fat. But we're doing this again on October 10th. And I think it's going to be so much fun because we're going to be meeting even more people. Our first one, we had 8 people. And so I was excited. I told him, I say, I'll be excited if 3 people come,
Well, there are people that they haven't been out,
they don't do this stuff.
Yeah, they're not out. They came to this to tell their stories because they thought this might be somebody that might actually listen and might believe what, we experienced. And that's what they did. Everybody opened right up and said their stories.
And when we asked if they would come back next month, they said yes. So here we are. We even found out, I shared it in our HOA Facebook page, and some of our neighbors are going to come. I don't think they don't know who I am. They know him, but I put on my name. So they're not.
There's some people that have experienced, and they won't even talk about it to their family because their family might even think they're crazy.
Right. Yeah.
That's pretty bad, but I mean, that's how much, little trust they have.
Yeah. Well, it's not for everyone, and there's a lot of
I know.
There's a lot of skeptics out there, and I can't really blame them because, like we were saying earlier, what real evidence do we have?
It's like she was told for years, you see spirit, don't say that. Don't even let anyone know.
But again, it was 1975.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a different time, and you didn't say that stuff. Plus, I'm already going to be the 10-year-old weird kid. I didn't need to be even weirder than I was.
Well, we were married 11 years before I even knew.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good. I'm good at keeping secrets.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that's pretty good.
But the thing is, it wasn't a secret. It just became a way of life.
Yeah.
That was the thing. But yeah, in my case, when my mom told me that, it was for a really good reason, and we'll save that for another story.
Yeah.
But it's just life. It's just how it goes. And the thing is I don't feel like I'm those other mediums out there. I don't feel like I'm a medium. Just because I hear and see stuff doesn't mean that I have to tell you.
Right.
I don't have to tell everybody everything. But there are times that a spirit comes and tells me something, and it won't leave me alone until I tell that person something. It happened at a family event that we were at, and and I couldn't keep it in. I didn't know what to say. But as you saw earlier, Karen put in there that the messages that I get make her feel better, and that's great, and I'm glad. But sometimes it sucks. It really does.
Talking about
suck.
the one
Your mom.
Huh? No.
Yes.
Yeah, the one over at Donnie's. The lady, her husband had just died. Not
like 6 months.
6 months before, and
or 6
she was getting bugged by some guy, and she was told, I guess, to go over and talk to this woman. Says something about your husband's telling you you're spending way too much money.
Too much of his money.
His money.
And she goes, "Oh my God, that's him."
She turned white as a ghost. She's like, "Oh my God, how do you know?"
The thing
how do you know?
She had told me after I told her this, that she had seen other mediums, but all of them were only getting her mother. Oh. And I said, that's because they're fake. But that's me. I think people lie. I think they lie like dogs. So I'm very, very cautious of the things that I say. But I tell you, I hate going to Walmart. So far, I haven't had any experiences at the Walmart here, but back in our old area, things would be thrown off the shelf behind me because I was ignoring them.
Wow.
People would walk up behind me thinking that I did it.
Yeah.
Because you'll see it go. I mean, I'm in front of it 10, 12 feet, and this can would fall off the shelf. Like, I just kept going. I don't work for Walmart. Yeah. But are we coming to an end?
You need to come to Galveston then and visit our Walmart. We have a Walmart here.
I know.
We're planning on going to Galveston.
Yeah, there's a haunted Walmart.
Try and get there next year.
Yeah.
We've stayed at the Casa del Sol.
Okay.
Or Casa del Mar, right there on the corner of Seawall, and the Walmart's like right down the street from there.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, we've been in there.
But it's been a long time. The last time we were there was tropical storm last time we went.
Well, there's always a tropical storm.
Yeah.
I know there's always,
Yeah, which one?
oh,
Yeah.
and there's always somebody getting, meeting up with a bull shark.
Yeah, or jellyfish. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, especially
Lots of jellyfish there.
Yeah. Bolivar Island or Bolivar
Peninsula. Yeah.
Yeah. So some guy got attacked by a shark one day when we were there. It was like, better over there than where I'm at.
Yeah. Cool.
So, but yeah, my show's usually on at the same time, the Paranormal Pride on the Bill of Rights Network. So we're at the same time. So when you guys get done listening to Joe's show, you can come over and you can
Susan
check
Mike
out
going this Saturday.
Check out my show afterwards. So Mike or Sharon or Susan and Mike go down P Street. There are some beautiful mansions.
Oh, I'm sure they're going paranormal.
Are they from this area?
No, they live in Springfield, Missouri.
Okay. Oh man, I was hoping y'all guys. I was going to tell you to go up to we got a lot of haunted locations around Houston, and you guys make it to Old Town Spring. Go there at nighttime. You'll love Old Town Spring at night. It's just a little bit north of Houston, maybe 25 minutes north of Houston, but not very far. But yeah.
We used to have greyhounds that used to run at the track in Houston.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And if you guys are going to be in Houston for around town for a while, I'm going.
That's the reason why I went to.
Yeah, I'm going to go up
You hear
to the
that,
forest
Susan?
Saturday night. So,
They probably do that.
yeah, I'll be up in the Sam Houston Saturday.
Oh,
I
they're leaving
on a
on
cruise.
Oh man.
It's we're finally getting our first
I'm
cruise
gonna go on
too.
one on February.
I shared it with Susan in case you guys want to go to Tampa and go on a cruise with us.
What else you guys got going on? You guys got anything coming up?
Yeah, we do.
Oh yeah,
We've got
Fort Blakely.
we got
over in Alabama.
So
2 weeks.
Yeah, first we got the paranormal meetup on October 10th. So if anybody's in the area of Pensacola, Crestview, anywhere in that area, and you want to check it out, find my Facebook page, and I've shared it out there. On October 12th, we are doing the Fort Blakely with the ghost hunting housewives as their guests. And so we will be leading some investigations out there at the old town. And then after that, on October 26th, we're going with Susan and Mike to Ashmore Estates with some other select individuals
up in Illinois.
I don't think we have anything else scheduled at that point. Right now, that's what we have.
Cool.
we're planning on hitting a lot of Civil War forts.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be stopping in Franklin, Tennessee on our way up to Ashmore. We want to check out some stuff there if we can. There's a whole lot of stuff there. It's the Gettysburg of Tennessee, basically. Okay. So you're driving through town and you're all these houses that were there back in the day, and then there's a battlefield. And
everywhere.
Then there's a huge plantation and then a battlefield. So, and it's a really friendly area.
Oh, nice.
So we want to go back there and check that out and see what we can find this time.
Cool. I'm sure you guys will find something there. There's always something good going around those areas.
We'll find.
Yeah, there's lots of forts around here too.
Yeah, there is. We've got some great cemeteries here.
Mm-hmm.
We've checked out a couple of them. We've got a few more we want to check out with EVP down here, Ethereal Voices Paranormal. They've got some places that we're going to check out together, and we're going to try to see the Blue Angels. I promised them I'd do them yard work if they let me watch them from their house.
That'd be good.
Because they fly over every now and then.
Oh, that's nice.
But we never get to see them. We hear them after they've gone over. It's like that's horrible. It's like living in Kansas and the stealths fly over and you hear them, but you don't see them. Like, it's a waste of time.
I used to live outside of San Antonio next to Randolph Air Force Base. Them jets were always flying over, man.
Yeah. He was in the Air Force.
Yeah, I was kind of used to it.
Yeah. Have you been to Randolph or Lackland?
I've been to Lackland.
Okay, that's where he did basic training.
Oh, really?
Everybody goes there.
Yeah, I dated someone that lived on that used to be stationed in Lackland, and I used to go on there all the time. It's a pretty cool little base.
Yeah.
Randolph, I had a lot more fun in Randolph, though.
Oh yeah, it's a lot more fun than Lackland.
Yeah, we're by Eglin Air Force Base here,
Mhm.
and they say that there's Bigfoot over there.
Yeah, there probably is. I've heard of some of the bases over there that have had activity. Yeah.
Well, if you look at a map of this area, that's the biggest
Oh,
landowner
it's huge.
in this area is the United States government. You got the Naval Air Station,
Huge.
and then
Yeah.
you got the Air Force Base, and they do tank maneuvers over there. I don't know why. I guess they share some stuff with the Army, but you can feel the tank maneuvers.
It's literally hundreds of square miles.
Yeah. Basically goes from Milton
It's huge.
to Crestview, Florida. I mean, it's huge, all the way down to the coast. They even have part of Santa Rosa Island, where Navarre Beach is. They have a part of that that's only for military.
Oh wow.
So very nice Emerald
Yeah.
Coast Beach,
Okay.
very clean. And there's a little sign on there that says, do not go past this sign. This is military installation.
I went past.
Yeah. He was hoping to get shot.
Yeah.
But no, it's neat. It's fun. So thank you, Sandra.
Yeah. Thank you, Sandra. She's one of my longtime listeners. Yeah.
How long have you been doing a show?
This is my 226th episode for about 4 years.
Oh
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm at 9 years, and I may be at 350.
Episode 50.
No, 350. 350.
Episode 50.
So
yeah.
I had to take some time off
She
due
took
to
some time off.
having grandkids and things like that. Grandma stuff is way more important than mom stuff,
Yeah, for sure.
and way more fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah.
So
Well, shoot. Well, guys, it was great having you on. Do you guys want to add anything or have anything else you want to say or promote? Your channels, anything else you want to?
oh yeah, check out the Paranormal Pride every Monday night at 7 p.m. Central on the Bill of Rights Network, the Paranormal Pride Facebook and YouTube pages. We're also part of Things Network, so you can find us there. And then on Tuesday nights at 5 p.m. Central, you can find us on Bill of Rights. Let's see, Paranormal Nation Radio, Not So Normal on the Bill of Rights Network, Things Network, Temple of Phoenix Rising Entertainment, and the Paranormal Pride YouTube page. You can find us there anytime. Listen to us in replay. We're getting in more and more places pretty soon. I hear I'm going to have a Roku channel here soon.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So do I know that for a fact? I don't know, but
Not yet, but
I do want to know, if I do that, do I need to wear makeup? So people, I'd like your opinion. Do I look like I'm 59 or do I look like I'm 29? And I better get the right answer. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
So, but that's what we do. And we're also, including all those things, we also have our own paranormal team, Pridemore Paranormal, but we do most everything under the Paranormal Pride because it's got a lot more visibility. And then we're also part of Panhandle Paranormal of Pensacola. Can say that fast 5 times and see if you don't trip on your tongue. So I think that's it.
Cool, guys. If you guys ever need me to promote anything, tag me in it. I'll be happy to share it for you guys.
Thank you so much. And the same for you.
Yeah, cool. And everyone else, tune in Wednesday. It's my mom. Say hi to my mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
And good night, Karen, Mom. Ron's mom was in there too, Karen Pridemore.
Yeah.
I have a show Wednesday or Thursday night. I don't remember. Check it out. I'll be promoting it like I always do. And the rest of you guys have a great night. And I will see you, like I said, Wednesday or Thursday night. I never know. But for sure, next Monday I have a show. Most of my shows are on Mondays. But this week I got an extra show.
What do you do?
And
2 a week?
I usually do 1 a week, but this young lady, she can't do Mondays.
Yeah.
She works Monday nights. So
Oh, okay.
instances like that, I'll do a show in the middle of the week or on the weekend. Like if I do someone from the UK,
Yeah.
I'll do them on a weekend. That way we can kind of match up
Right.
hours a little bit. Yeah. That's
Well, then
about
we
it.
need to get you scheduled on one of our Tuesday night show. So
Yeah, for sure. I
I'll
could
send
always,
you some times.
yeah, I'll always be able to help you guys out and talk a little bit about my crazy stuff that I've been.
Yeah, I want to hear more about that because we don't really get that much Bigfoot stuff.
Yeah.
Or-
Cool.
I'm
Well,
in
cool
charge of
beans.
booking.
All right, guys.
You
Well,
what I
everyone,
find.
let me play this outro. You guys don't go nowhere.